My guest today turned her life around by transforming her challenges into career opportunity. A passionate entrepreneur, she helps women get off the fence and focus on their goals.
I'm Erica Diamond, founder and editor-in-chief of the women's lifestyle blog, womenonthefence.com. I'm passionate about food, music, and helping women everywhere.
Erica, thank you so much for being on the couch today.
I'm so honored to be here and excited.
I'm excited too. Ever since I found out that you were on, actually I discovered your website a long time ago. Before I started mine, I was thinking of ideas of what different women were doing, and then I came across yours and I thought it was great, and I felt like it was great about balance, especially for working mothers and like women trying to figure out where to go with their career. So it was definitely a website I came across. But then when I met you at the Notable Award.
At the Notable Awards, right? That's where we actually met for the first time last year.
Yes, that's where we met, and I loved your energy. You were so bubbly and positive, and you were talking about the latest song that you had discovered.
You should see me at night. I'm not good at night. I'm only bubbly in the morning.
Really?
Thank goodness it's the morning, because I'm much better in the morning than the night.
Okay, really? I'm like the opposite. I am horrible in the morning. Now it's like a little bit later in the morning, so I'm okay. I've woken up, I've had coffee.
You need your coffee, and then you're ready to go.
Exactly. But at night, I could stay up and work all night and be fine. But ask me to wake up early to work, it's a bit of a struggle.
Okay, well, we're here.
That's it, we made it here. So Erica, Women on the Fence has become such a solid and known brand. There's the website, there's the book, you're doing features on different shows. Forbes named it with top website for women. Yeah. So many amazing things are happening with your brand. How did it start? Where does the story begin?
So it depends on how far back we want to go, but if I'll take you back to the beginning, where I had just graduated McGill University, and with a major in psychology and a minor in marketing, and I was going the business route. I was going to do the MBA,
right.
Get a great job, and then eventually become an entrepreneur. Well, the great job came, and MBA school didn't.
Oh, okay.
I bombed my GMATs and
no.
didn't get into MBA school. So I said, this is kind of like a sign from God. And so I'm going to take this sign, and I'm just going to fast forward my entrepreneurial journey and start it sooner. I had saved up some.
You weren't devastated?
I was devastated.
Okay.
I was devastated. And I speak in my book about always having a plan B. And at the time, I had no plan B.
Okay.
But God had a plan B for me, far greater in store than anything I could have dreamed up myself. And I said, I'm going to seize the moment. I was living at home at the time, 24 years old and still living at home. I had saved up all this money living at home.
Okay.
And I decided I was going to take the plunge, of entrepreneurship. I started my own company at 24.
Okay, wow.
We did promotional products and corporate gifts, all articles with corporate logos, pens, T-shirts, caps, and mugs. So I had a great run with that, 7 years with my premium and incentive company. We had, again, won all these awards, and the company was growing and growing. And then I give birth to this beautiful, bouncy baby boy, and wow, did life change for me. And I really struggled in the role as a business owner, managing a team and a company and being a mother at home. And I quote the movie The Godfather, where they say, you got an opportunity, an offer you couldn't refuse. And that's actually just what happened. So one of Canada's largest retail chain of bags was courting me to buy my business. And I said, again, this is the next sign for me. I was pregnant with my second son, Sean, at this time. And I said, an entrepreneur isn't always an entrepreneur, and we are entrepreneurial in our hearts and in spirit. And I said, I have to take this opportunity, and that's what I did. I sold my company in 2006, and I just wanted to stay home and in my PJs and do nothing. I had micromanaged every single hour of every day as a mom, and
you needed a break.
I needed a break, and so that's exactly what I took. I took a beautiful break at home for 3 years, and I did Mom and Totson in the park, and
that's so cute.
I walked with my baby and my baby Bjorn with my coffee, and just really enjoyed raising these two boys. And then in 2009, started to get that entrepreneurial itch again. It's
part
back.
of you, right? It doesn't leave.
The fire was always inside. It was just kind of suppressed a little for motherhood. But my kids were in preschool, and I said, I have some more time on my hands, but I was so stuck. and so on the fence. And I said, gee, what can I do with my life? And my husband said, well, why don't you come work for me? And I said, we'll end up divorced. That is not a good idea.
You know what? I actually know couples who have tried that, and
does it work? It works for some.
It didn't work. The ones I know, it didn't work.
I didn't think it would work
and
for us.
And it did end up in a divorce.
Oh no, that's terrible.
So it's tough. It's a very tough thing to balance out.
It is. I didn't think it would work for us, but I had always loved to write, and I never released my writings to anyone. And I had actually had lunch with another Montreal blogger.
Okay.
And I said, what do you do? She says, I'm a blogger. I said, what's a blogger? She says, well, I kind of just write about and document and journey my life. I said, well, my life is not interesting at all. Nobody would want to read about my life. But what I loved was the platform to create change and make a difference. I had been a business mentor since I started my company at 24, and giving back to women was also part of my heart and soul.
Right.
And I said, that's my next business idea.
Okay.
I am going to document my journey getting off the fence, and I'm going to inspire and empower other women to take the leap with me.
Right.
And I know that there's got to be women in this world who are also stuck and on the fence in all areas of their life, in a dead-end job or a loveless marriage, or who are overweight and want to get fit and healthy, or who can't juggle it all. I said, and we're all going to take the leap together, and we're going to get inspired from rock star women who are doing trailblazing things and awesome things, and I'm going to call it womenonthefence.com.
Right.
And on September 11th, I wrote my first blog post, 2009, and kind of never looked back. The rest is history. And from there, was asked to write a book. So I wrote a book for entrepreneurial women called The 99 Things Women Wish They Knew Before Starting Their Own Business.
Right.
From there, became speaking engagements. And then almost 3 years ago, I became the weekly parenting and lifestyle correspondent on Global TV.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So it really grew.
Yeah, and my life coaching practice grew as well. And kind of juggling all that around motherhood and wifedom, which is my first, I write about it a lot, that I miss out on a lot of opportunities because I have put my family first.
Right.
I decided that that's, my biggest priority.
Mm-hmm. But there was no regrets.
I don't believe, as I told you before, and I don't believe in regrets. I believe that every failure, every roadblock is there to, it's part of
choice.
Every choice, it's all part of our journey. It's the windy road of our journey. So the failure to get into MBA school for me became the birth of entrepreneurship.
Right.
The blocks that I've encountered along the way, where I've reached out to a brand and say, hey, I want to be your spokesperson, and the door has locked, it has opened up the door for something else.
Right.
So I think when we understand why the failure is there to teach us a lesson, I think it opens us up and it wakes us up. And I also think another thing, because I'm quite relentless and very hardworking, I truly believe that if I have given something my all and it doesn't pan out, then it wasn't my dream in the first place.
Okay, right.
I really believe in that. It may sound a little bit hokey pokey and spiritual, but I truly believe in meant to be.
Right.
I do.
No, I do too. I feel like sometimes we try to fight for something, and then it takes a failure or a roadblock to wake you up and realize that, you know what, actually what I really wanted was this. Or was that.
But what I really wanted maybe was not what I needed in the end.
That too, exactly, exactly. I find that what I've been doing more recently are things that I thought of when I was a kid, and then they kind of just went away, the thought or whatever, and then I'm going back into it.
You're playing again. Like
Yes.
oh my God. And just last week I started, my girlfriend called me, she says, let's at Tuesdays at 12:30, let's take a hip hop dance class. And I so often talk about the disease to please and saying no to someone else is saying yes to ourselves. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to say yes to myself. And I love music. Like, I'm taking the hip hop class. So I'm so with you on going back to the basics and creating more play in our lives.
Definitely.
I think it's important.
So, I mean, in terms of making room for play, and how do you balance all the different parts of your life, the kids, being a wife, writing, because you still write for your own blog,
absolutely.
The writing and the features on the shows, and the business aspect of continuing to develop the brand.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only 24 hours in a day.
Yeah, so this is what I think about balancing it all, and on the topic of having it all. I really do believe in the cheesy cliche that we can have it all and not at the same time.
Right.
I also believe that we can't look at having it all over a finite time. So I don't believe we can look at having it all in one day and say, okay, she has it all.
Okay.
I think on some days my career will get a 9 because I was shining, or I was doing, we spoke about, maybe I'm shooting an episode on the Oprah Winfrey Network. And so on that day, my career shined, but maybe my son had a bad day in school and he came home sad. And I'm speaking to my husband and we're talking about it. And so motherhood got a 2 and my career got a 9. On other days, I miss out on tons of opportunities because I want to be at my son's French play. And so motherhood is a 9 and my career got a 0.
Right.
So I think that having it all has to be looked at over a longer period of time than a more finite little, sample or specimen.
Right.
How do I juggle? Again, it's family first. So what that means is, it means between the hours for me of 4 to 8 when my kids come home from school, they get me. I
Okay.
give them all my attention. I want to be the ones that carpool pick up. That's why I created this for myself, and that's why I didn't want a job for myself. I
Right.
wanted to work for myself. And so for the hours of 4 to 8, they're my priority, but that means, again, sometimes when they go to sleep, I'm in bed with my husband and I'm on my computer, or I'm writing, or I'm preparing a TV segment, or I'm pitching a brand,
Right.
or there's something going on.
Well, what about the
So-
husband? Where do you squeeze him in?
He gets squeezed in. He gets a lot of me. We just, like I said, I work.
You keep the romance alive. There's
oh,
date night.
you have to keep
Okay.
the romance alive, and date night happens, at least once a week.
Okay, beautiful.
Even if it means the grandparents taking the kids on an afternoon, if it can't happen at night, our babysitter cancels or whatever, we always make time. He's my
that's
husband
good.
has been my boyfriend. I just turned 40 in April, and he has been my boyfriend since 19 and a half. So I've been with him for half my
Wow,
life.
that's beautiful.
So I say if we still didn't, if there was no spark, it couldn't work. So I think passion is just such a big part of marriage and a union.
Right.
But there's
And
plenty of
husband.
time for him. There's plenty of time for him. He
And a
doesn't get
partner
it
who
going.
understands, right? Who
Absolutely.
understands you and your lifestyle.
He does, and we actually complement each other and balance, each other. I'm kind of loud and outgoing and impulsive, and he's quieter and a thinker. And so he tells me, "Are you sure you want to do that? Just make sure you think it out." And
Oh
I'm,
my God, my
entrepreneurs are
husband's the
entrepreneurs are often, we get this idea, and I'm like,
We want to do it now.
we want to do it now. I'm also an only child, which only children are very also impatient, because there was, we got all the love and attention. There was no one, we didn't have to wait for the siblings. So when I get an idea, I have to make it happen.
Right.
So he's like the yin to my yang.
Aw, beautiful.
He is. He is.
And I mean, what advice would you give to other women who are either starting or maybe at a crossroad?
Sure.
If they're on the fence.
Well, if they're starting out, I would say a few things that maybe are like a little bit of tech talk, but I would say certain things like if you're building or assembling a team, I always say play to your strengths. Women should play to their strengths and outsource your weaknesses. And if you're surrounding yourself with a team, hire those who play to their own strengths and your weaknesses.
Okay.
We can't do it all. Got to
Right.
delegate, right? I would also say that if you're looking to promote that new business, there's 2 great ways, I would say, if you're ever pitching the media, to get out there. And one is
Okay.
storytelling.
Yes.
So do you have a captive story? Because people don't want you to come on and just talk about your business, but do you have a story? Did you get to that point by some interesting hook or story?
Right.
Share that. The other thing is share tips and share values. So if
Yes.
you're trying to get your business covered and you have, let's say, an organic juice business and you're a mom starting a company, well, can you give, the 5 healthy, how to stay fit in the summer,
Right.
and sharing 5
People
tips.
always want advice.
People always want content and advice. So can you share advice? So those are, some few tricks on getting booked on the media. I would say use social media. It's the freest.
It's amazing.
It's fantastic, and people often ignore YouTube. I say, can you, your readers or your audience sometimes want to see the person behind Twitter
Right.
or Instagram or your blog. So throw one of those bloggies in front of you, and can you capture a moment on YouTube? So the YouTube form shouldn't be ignored. I would say not to start a business underfunded, and I would say often do a lot of market research, because entrepreneurs often undervalue their offer because
Right.
they're so insecure. We don't
But also
trust.
impulsive.
We're impulsive, but we don't think necessarily, we don't believe in ourselves yet because we haven't proven ourselves.
Okay.
So we often give things away for free, and we give
I
ourselves
see what you
away.
mean.
We give ourselves away for free.
Okay.
So I would say the way to combat that is to do a lot of market research and make sure you know exactly what you're doing,
Right.
so that you don't undervalue your offer and wonder where the profits are at the end of
Right.
the first year.
That's true. I know a lot of startups and entrepreneurs, and often at the beginning, we do a lot of things for free,
Yeah.
myself included.
But
I was like that.
But
and
we
then-
have to, and I think we have to give parts away for free to give people a chance to try us.
Right.
But our price or our per hour charge or our value should
Right.
not be, we often undervalue it because
Right.
we are so insecure with ourselves. So the way to do that is just to learn more and know more, and then you'll feel more confident. You can say, okay, I'm X amount per hour, or the price of my product is this.
Right.
And you feel confident and comfortable in saying it.
Right. Now, what's next? What's next for
What's
women on the
next?
fence, or for Erica?
Yeah, I know. People they're like, "Are you Erica Diamond or Women on the Fence?" I'm like, I don't care what, just call me. I don't know. I've actually been working on a women's, so I have a women's lifestyle brand. I have been working for almost 2 years on a women's lifestyle product invention.
Okay.
That came about as a random sort of one-day sort of thing at a pool at a golf course, and it's actually a beach accessory that I'm really excited about.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah, we just did some focus groups to see what the women thought, and we got some incredible feedback. And we hope to be pitching department stores this fall. So
Okay.
I will keep you posted. It's either going to kind of fall flat on its face and be my
No.
first real big failure, which I'm prepared for because
Okay.
I know that I will have tried my all, or it'll be my next kind of all in the journey. You know?
Right. I don't think it'll fail. With that amount of energy and positivity, I would be surprised if it
No,
fell.
some things are just not in the cards. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
I believe in it, but we'll see how the public reacts.
Right.
Really, it's TBD.
Well, thank you for sharing all that information, and
Thank you.
I'm really intrigued. I can't wait for you to launch this new product.
Yeah, me
And
too.
I'll probably be one of the consumers.
Yeah, and you too. Congrats on your show and
thank
just
you.
sharing this message and of wise women.
Oh, I appreciate it.
world.
Well, I mean, interviewing women like you, it really fuels the fire. It motivates me, and I hope it motivates the viewers as well.
I know it does. I
And
know that your viewers
I
are
love
motivated.
it.
I think it's, and I too. There's nothing like sharing another woman's story to help
Yes.
empower and inspire
Definitely.
other women.
So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Cindy.
And thank you to you guys for joining us on another episode of Couch Talk. And make sure you tune in for the next one.
Wish to see you, many all the colors. Wish to see you, wish to see you.